a post that says great post, a great comment, or says
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, exactly.
great.
Yep.
Yep. Welcome to the Making Sales Social podcast, featuring the top voices in sales, marketing, and business. Join Bryn Tillman, Stan Robinson Jr., and me, Bob Woods, as we each bring you the best tips and strategies our guests are teaching their clients so you can leverage them for your own virtual and social selling. Enjoy the show. Happy holidays, everyone. It's time for Making Sales Social Live, coming to you from the Social Sales Link virtual studios. I'm Bob Woods, and I'm joined, as always, by Bryn Tillman and Stan Robinson Jr. How y'all doing this festive holiday season?
I, I'm doing great, and I'm looking forward to talking about the 12 days of LinkedIn.
LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to unwrap this gift of LinkedIn mastery for you. The 12 days of LinkedIn, which is actually an action plan to help you both expand and improve everything you do on LinkedIn to start more sales conversations without being salesy. Our 12 days of LinkedIn plan is also available as an ebook, and you can get to it at socialsaleslink.com/12 days. So the 12 days part is all one word, just 12 days and the number 12 as well. Socialsaleslink.com/12 days. So because we have 12 of these suckers, we're going to get right into things with Bryn taking on numero uno.
Oh, fabulous. So our first one is update your headline. So take a look at your headline, and is it capturing what will captivate your audience? Is it talking about who you help so they know that you work with them? Is it talking about how you help them, the value that you bring, and even a little bit of what you do? The job of your headline is to create enough curiosity to get them to want to keep reading your profile. So if it is just simply your job title and your company, you're missing the boat.
Wow. That was great. That was succinct too. So I like that. So number two, craft a compelling about section for your LinkedIn profile. So with this, I need you to make a change in your mindset change about this. Your LinkedIn's about section is not about you. It's
Yep.
about them, your audience of prospects. You need to bring value to your profile page's visitors. Now, how do you do that? In the about section, you start with the challenge that they're facing. And you know what challenges they're facing because you talk to them all the time. So that part's easy. Then give them insights about their challenges, things that they're not considering because they're so locked in with their current thinking. That's not helping out your audience of prospects because you need to get them thinking differently about their current situation and also for them to kind of open up their minds to potential alternatives. That's what that section is all about. Finally, make it easy for them to get in touch with you. Provide a
Mhm.
calendar scheduling link if you have one, or at the very least, your email and even a phone number, if you're comfortable with providing that publicly. So make your about section about them, not you. You will definitely reap the benefits from it. And with that, Stan, let's go to you for numero tres.
Wow. Numero tres. Number three is use a professional profile picture. Now, by that, we don't mean that you have to pay to have a professional headshot done, but we do mean that it should look professional. Sometimes people say, well, what should I wear? Whatever you wear when you're in front of clients or at work is fine. The key thing, though, is to make sure it is relatively current, such that if someone connects with you on LinkedIn and they later meet you in person, the two match. It's a scary thing to connect with someone on LinkedIn and then meet them at a networking event and you don't recognize them because the person in the photo don't match. So just make sure that the person in the photo match. try to use a background that brings out whatever you're wearing or your complexion. No cropped photos of weddings, please. Only you in the photo. And I don't suggest you take a selfie because it's very obvious. Just have someone else use your phone to take a photo. And that's it.
Very good. So Bryn is going to pick up with number 4. I'm going to stop with the Spanish now. Number 4.
Yeah, I'm all for the Spanish, but my favorite part of Christmas is my son-in-law is Italian, so he does 7-fish dinner. So if you know
Ooh,
Italian, I'm good
ooh,
with that. I know, I
ooh.
love it. Okay, so jumping into number 4, I believe is sharing valuable content. I hope I remember that correctly.
Yes.
Yes. This is so important, right? This is our thought leadership, our subject matter expert opportunity, right? How do we share value with our prospects? Now, this is where it's so important. What's value? Value is in the eyes of the consumer. Just because you want them to know about it doesn't mean they care. So we have to really understand what is it that we have to offer as far as insights and tips and strategies that get our prospects curious, learning something new, and thinking differently about their current situation. When we can do that, that content is valuable to them and it will lead them back to our solution.
Very good. Very nice. So I'm going to pick it up with number 5. Engage with others' content. So engaging with other people's content, in other words, the stuff that they're sharing, is not typing out great post and clicking comment. Just stop that crap. I mean it. Just stop. And Stan knows that last week I went on a little bit of a tear and a rant about that. I think I'm going to keep that up this time because I'm so sick of seeing it. And I'm sure that you are too. Instead, offer your value. Actually read the post and any associated content with it, whether it's something that's attached to it or it goes out to an article or something, whatever. And then add your voice to it. But add your voice to it in a way that people will see you as a valuable contributor to the conversation, which in turn will boost you in the eyes of those who are reading the original post and the comments. Do this with your prospects, your clients, your networking partners, and especially do it with the influencers in your industry, niche, space, whatever. This way you're getting your value in front of as many people as you can. But you're doing it in a way that other people can genuinely benefit from the value that you're providing. And also you're not contributing in a spammy way. Nobody likes to see that stuff. You probably don't even like typing it. So provide value. And one other thing, be sure you're following and ringing the bell of all of your potential buyers and influences via their profiles. By doing this, you'll be alerted in your notification when these people post rather than waiting for them to maybe pop up on your feed, depending on how the dreaded LinkedIn algorithm is feeling that day. When you do that, when they do pop up, comment and like. It's that simple. Plus, when you do comment, you'll help your own posts with that darned algorithm. I guarantee you a great post comment isn't helping you at all, especially with the algorithm. So
So
with that, yep,
clarify a post that says great post, a great comment, or says
yeah, that's funny. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
great.
Yep,
I'm like, yeah,
yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
we heard the same thing.
All right, that's
That's
what
right.
happens when I go on a rant sometimes, things just don't come out. But I mean, that's just like
Yeah, I
of
love it.
a real nails on blackboard moment for me type of thing. So Stan,
Yep. So the next one is share quick videos. And the nice thing is with the LinkedIn mobile app, you can take a quick video of yourself, like a day in the life moment, something significant that's happened. Now, this is one of the times when you can share something occasionally that's personal.
Mhm.
So people get to know you as a person because they like to know the person behind the LinkedIn profile. Now, don't make that your staple. Don't do that, 5 times a week, but once in a while, it is a great way for people to get to know you. So on the mobile app, you can pop up, share a post, just click on the video, make sure the camera is turned the right way. I have challenges with that sometimes. No one wants to see my desktop, and shoot a quick. Now make it quick, especially if it's a personal video. It doesn't need to run 5 minutes, but up to 30 to 60 seconds, a little bit about you, what's happening in your life, what's happening in your business, and then introduce it with a post and share it. And of course, as Bob mentioned, when people do engage, please engage with them with a substantive comment, not great comment.
Yes.
I love that. Can I just add? So I think that's all amazing. If our listeners, if you guys are looking for really great examples, go follow Alex B. Sheridan. Bob interviewed him on our podcast on the interview side twice. Go look up in our archived podcast. Go listen to that. He's a genius when it comes to this. So I just wanted to share that.
Very good. Very
Am I
good. So where
next?
are we at now? Yeah. 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 I was going through the list. I'm like, wait a second. Where do we go? Yep. You're number 7, day 7.
Day 7. This is about growing your network authentically. So what does that mean? It means connect and pitch is a bait and switch. Do not cold call on LinkedIn. Treat the people on LinkedIn, treat the person on the other side of the message the same way you would on the other side of the table. They're human beings. It is so important that we are not out there just connecting with everyone. Be purposeful. Connect with everyone you talk with. Connect with all the people in your life, whether it's personal, professional. Go through all of your old clients, connect with them. We want to build network of substance, let's say it that way, substantial network, but that's purposeful, right? That it's not just collecting business cards and sticking rubber bands around them and putting them in the corner of your desk like we used to do, right? And so you want to build an authentic network. On average, people only know 10% of their connections. I would love to see some of our listeners, let's up that percentage. Stop connecting with people blindly. And if someone connects with you and you go, oh, this is someone I'd love to have a conversation with, accept and then start a conversation. Get to know them. Find out about their needs, their wants, right? Network with them. So that's my number 7, my day 7.
Very good. So before we get to number 8, day 8, I want to repeat the URL real quick for you to download the ebook. It's at socialsaleslink.com/12 days. Socialsaleslink.com/12 days. And the 12 days is the number, and then days with no dashes or anything weird like that. So now with day 8, we are going to talk a little bit about joining LinkedIn live streams, which is what we are doing right now if you're listening to us on LinkedIn Live right now. So this is a great way to expand your network, joining LinkedIn live streams, because you'll essentially be joining, guess what? A networking event. Think of LinkedIn Live as online versions of networking events. You can meet other attendees in the comments. You can engage with the comments that they're making, and you can also share your insights during the event itself. You'll already have an engaged audience with you in the comments section. So, they're going to be more receptive to your ideas and the value that you're providing through your participation in the event. And then after the event, follow those people you either met virtually during the event or even those who you would like to meet. Then, you can send them a connection request mentioning the event and hopefully build the relationship from there, because obviously this is what that's all about. And hopefully, as the relationship builds and it makes sense, you can get that sales conversation started without being salesy. So, Stan, let's get to number 10, I believe, right?
Number 9, I think.
Number 9.
That's
At least
good
I
'cause
hope.
I'm ready with 10.
Ah, here we go. All
Number
right.
9 is
Good.
collaborate with others. And Bob was just talking about LinkedIn Lives. You can collaborate with others to put on a LinkedIn Live. And when we say collaborate with others, there are lots of ways you can do that. You could co-write articles or posts. You can collaborate on projects. You can collaborate on webinars and events. One of the keys as far as collaborating is selecting someone who serves the same audience as you, but is not a direct competitor. When you can find someone like that, a bonus is if they have a large network or a large following. Perfect opportunity for you to collaborate, work on something together, add value to each other and each other's audience. Again, when you serve the same audience, it is perfect because your audiences will never totally overlap. There may be a tiny bit of overlap, but by and large, you're going to be reaching an entirely new audience when you collaborate with others. Any other thoughts on that one before we move on to number 10?
Yeah, I mean, I love that. I love that you talked about collaboration around content. I just want to emphasize that. I think that's huge. Some of what we do is we have our podcast with interviews. So we're collaborating there. But consider you being guests on podcasts. You don't have to have a podcast to do that. You could be a guest. So I'm just going to throw out in 2025, consider all the podcasts, maybe some that you're already listening to that are reaching a similar audience to the people that you want to do business with, and potentially swap. Maybe you, even if you don't have a podcast, you can do a live. You can interview them and put out a blog post. There's a lot that you could do for you being a guest on their podcast. So I love collaboration. All right.
Excellent.
Should I just move into 10 now, Bob?
Moving to 10.
10. Okay. I feel like I'm like the Muppets, the count.
Now I've got that song in my
Okay.
head. But anyhow,
Recommendations. Okay, recommendations. This is two ways. So we definitely want to ask for recommendations from our clients. We want to ask for recommendations from people that we've served well. It's social proof. It helps others to see the great job we've been able to do for other people like them. But I also want you to consider giving recommendations out, not just to your vendors, but also your clients, the ones that have been great to work with. So you want to absolutely make sure that you're taking advantage of recommendations, both asking and giving.
yeah, that's great stuff. So, number 11 is going to spin out of that from recommendations to referrals. So, provide referrals generously. I can't talk today. Provide referrals generously. This means providing referrals to everyone, your clients, your prospects, your vendors, heck, friends and family, doesn't really matter. Be that go to person for connection and for value, and be seen as the person who knows everyone by everyone who knows you. When you're seen as a connector of people, your value to every single person in your network, and quite frankly, everybody you know, goes way up. Believe me, I've seen that happen with people who are like that. I like to think that I'm like that. So I know that this can work for you. And the other thing is you have to do it proactively. You should always be thinking, hey, here's an opportunity to connect person X with person Y because I can see real benefit for both of you to connect. Even add it to your schedule to actively connect people. Take out 15 minutes every day or maybe once a week to like just think of people who might benefit from having a conversation with one another. It doesn't even have to be sales too. It could be just you're providing a networking connection for someone to network with someone else. Doesn't really matter. It can be a game changer for them, and it definitely is for you. So with that, Stan? We are
So
at the final day, the final number.
And day 12, leverage social proximity. So now what does that mean? Well, LinkedIn and Sales Navigator, by the way, show you who the people that you're connected with are in turn connected with. So what you'll see referred to as your second degree connections. And you can search your connections. So for example, I can type in Bob Woods and see who Bob Woods is connected to and further filter that search using LinkedIn, or those of you who are using Sales Navigator, using those additional filters. So I could search for who does Bob Woods know that has CEO, owner, president in their title in New Jersey as one example. And of course, you can do the same thing, and that's why we bring it up. If you're a Sales Navigator user, you can actually segment these by person into lists. So one of the most productive things that you can do that Bryn talks about all the time is put together lists of, okay, if I'm going to meet with Bob, who Bob is connected to, and asking if Bob would be willing to take some time just to sit down and briefly review people that he knows that I would love to have a conversation with. And that is one of the most powerful aspects of LinkedIn, is it shows you who your network is in turn connected to. Any other thoughts on that, Bryn or Bob? Just to wrap up.
Yeah, I mean, just the whole idea behind LinkedIn being that most powerful resource for doing exactly not only this type of thing, what you talked about specifically, but just everything in general. I mean, there are other networks that come close to it, but LinkedIn is the only one that provides all of this stuff. And because we're all on LinkedIn for business, everybody's already in that business mindset. So it's just a good thing because people expect to do business on LinkedIn. They don't necessarily expect to do business on Instagram or probably definitely not X/Twitter or whatever. So I think all of that was a very good point, especially when it comes to LinkedIn.
Wonderful. And we did have, and I apologize, I'm seeing we do have some people that are having audio issues, but me saying this isn't
Oh,
going to help because they can't hear me.
huh.
But in replay, if you guys are having any kind of audio issues, I know that Restream has been completely kind of revamped. So I'll
Hmm.
put it in chat. And hopefully you guys will be able to see this in replay.
Yeah, definitely. That's interesting.
We do have like 11 people on,
Okay.
13 people on, and 2 on YouTube. So hopefully if you guys you can see in here. Oh, that's good. You just can't see the attendee list. Oh,
Oh,
that's
okay.
interesting. So that must be a LinkedIn change. So for those of you that are listening on the podcast, we've got these conversations going. And it looks like the way that the event is set up is a little bit different. And that's
Yeah.
unfortunate to happen. But hopefully our Christmas present will be that this will get fixed.
Yeah, definitely. So, as Brent alluded to, by following everything we've discussed, as well as downloading that ebook at socialsaleslink.com/12 days, you're closer to starting 2025 with a LinkedIn action plan to start more sales conversations without being salesy, which, of course, is what we are all about. So, with that, thank you for joining us for this episode of Making Sales Social Live. If you're with us live on LinkedIn or YouTube right now, we do this every week, so keep an eye out for those live sessions. If you're listening to us recorded on our podcast and you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and do that so that you'll know when our new shows drop and you can access all of our previous shows. More info on our podcast is available at one of the most simplest addresses you can think of, socialsaleslink.com/podcast. We do 2 shows weekly. We do this one, and as we've talked about a couple of times already, our Making Sales Social interview series, where we talk with leaders and experts in sales, marketing, business, and a lot more areas. But every single conversation is one that we hope that you will get a lot of value from.
And
So,
I'm going to add in just for a moment that this is now sponsored by AskSSL.ai. our new personalized AI platform. Take a look, askssl.ai. And if you want a personal one-on-one demo, you can schedule with Bob or myself at, I think there's a scheduled demo there somewhere. If not, reach out to us on LinkedIn and we'll get it to you.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
right.
That's probably the easiest way to do it. So with that, when you are out and about this week, every week, going into 2025, throughout 2025, whenever, make sure that your sales are
Social.
excellent stuff. Thanks for
Bye,
joining us,
guys.
everyone. Great day. Bye.
Bye, y'all.
Don't miss an episode. Visit socialsaleslink.com/podcast. Leave a review down below. Tell us what you think, what you learned, and what you want to hear from us next. Register for free resources at linkedinlibrary.com. You can also listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, and Google Play. Visit our website, socialsaleslink.com, for more information.